So I'd planned on doing a video this morning comparing the standard Symphony Desktop preamp with the tube preamp. But when I woke up and booted up the computer, I got a notification saying there was a new software update for the Symphony Desktop. Install that, and I discovered that we now have the Print FX for the Apogee ECS channel strip, which I gotta say looks pretty cool. So we're going to play with this real quick. I'll edit this video down. This is just going to be a quick look, introduction to this new software. It works pretty much like you'd expect. It takes advantage of the big, nice touchscreen on the Symphony Desktop. I mean, it really is just the plug-in interface that you can touch. You know, if you want to adjust something, you just touch the dial and then on the screen, and then you rotate it with the big dial. The little switches, you just tap those. Change the different settings. Here on the right side, you've got an arrow going down. Tap that and you can get into the compressor settings. So we can yeah, 5:1. Not that I use the compressor much. And then when you're done, you hit this X over here, and you're back. Now, interestingly enough, it doesn't seem to do anything until we hit this. And now, if we notice, that compressor has been added. Let's turn that down. Well, let's up that threshold just a little bit. Maybe mix back in some of the original signal. So right now this is print. It's going from the input through the channel strip into the computer. And now you notice compressor's off, compressor's on. Now the fun thing is, the really exciting thing for me is that I am not running this plugin on my DAW on my Mac. To me, this is a game changer because it means that not only is the plugin running through the DSP on the Symphony Desktop, but the actual control is through the Symphony Desktop. So if you have settings that you like, once you have these dialed in, you don't need to be running this on your DAW. So for computer-based recording, that's not maybe that big of a deal. I mean, the dual path aspects that we were promised, they're not there yet. You know, you don't have that little window here. But one of the big reasons to get the Symphony Desktop for a lot of us is the fact that it's that Apogee sound with a true class-compliant device, which means this should work great on the iPad. Okay, so here we have the Symphony Desktop now physically connected to the iPad. You can see I'm recording on Twisted Wave in stereo so that I can pick up that second channel, and of course it's recording just fine. And the settings on the Symphony Desktop are just the same way that they were. And you see that the control strip plug-in is still working. I'm not really going to get into messing with EQ right now, but all the settings are still there. They still work just the same way. So, moment of truth. This is me talking with these standard settings. Again, this is still the built-in Symphony Desktop stock preamp, just in case you were wondering. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the channel strip, and you can hear that compressor. Again, don't judge the settings. It's just for illustration purposes. But clearly there's a compressor now on my voice. You can hear the difference. This, to me, if you are using a iPad or iOS-based workflow, is just a killer feature. I don't know how many of the Apogee plugins will eventually be enabled. It may just be this channel strip, But in my opinion, this is a big deal. You really have this portable studio now. I think it just opens up a world of possibilities. It is a print plugin, so, this is affecting the recorded sound. It's not something that you can go back and tweak later. That's coming with dual path, but it's not clear if dual path will ever work on iOS. It's pretty clear that it won't work initially because Apple has decided not to open up the kind of drivers and support Apogee needs, which is one of the reasons why I think they came out with the Symphony Desktop. And I think that opens up a world of possibilities. As far as I know, this is not something that competitors allow you to do. They'll run your plugins on their DSP technology, but you need some other device to sort of interact and enable those plugins. And at least with this channel strip, you don't, which is really pretty exciting. And I could certainly see, even with this basic interface, if they so choose, if they have the storage capacity, the processing capacity on the Symphony Desktop, that Apogee could add some of their other plugins like the Pultec equalizers and compressors, which honestly would be pretty cool. So, quick little update. This is, I think, the big feature, the big shift, is this ability to run this channel strip on the device itself, regardless of what device or what platform you've got the device plugged into. Mac, iOS, Windows, doesn't matter. This channel strip is now running on the Symphony Desktop.